queen suited in the cutoff, I open raise to $20, only the big blind calls. Heads up to the flop. Flop is nice. Deuce diamonds, 3 of clubs, and the 4 of clubs. Small blind leads out for $15. Pretty small bet. Early in this session, he made the same move to another player. He told me he was doing a blocking bet, so he can see the turn for cheap. Okay, that makes sense, right? I'm a nice guy, so I told him that doesn't work in this game. In 1-2 maybe. The possible hands he can be dunk betting here are any hands with a 5. Small pairs like 5s, 6s, 7s are possible as well. Ace hands like ace deuce, ace 3, ace 4. If he has got 2 pair sets and straights on a wet flop like this, he should be able to raise us back. Then easy fold for us, of course. 10 diamonds on the turn, nothing changed. Betting on this turn will not do us any good. Let's just take a free card and see what he does on the river. River is the jack of hearts. He checks. I can't win if we check back, so I bet $60. Then he flashed the 5 of clubs before folding. Very nice, sir. My favorite hand, aces, in my favorite position, button. There are 5 limpers in front of us. Of course, I go ahead and raise it to $40. UTG1 folds, MP1 calls, hijack and cutoff folds. Heads up to the flop. MP1 checks dark. He always does this guy. Our opponent is an action player, limp call 100%. He plays all connectors, a lot of suited hands with a face card. Just a lot of hands. Flop is 5-8-6 rainbow. I bet $75, villain calls immediately, then dark checks the turn. The hands he is calling with here are any hands with a 7, any 9, basically any hands 10 and below. I plan on checking the turn because of 2 things. Pot control, and our villain here has a habit of bluffing the river when I check the turn. Turn is a 6, I check as planned. River is an 8, double pairing the board. He quickly bets $200 and of course I snap call. Unfortunately, he shows 9-6 suited for 6s full of 8s. Son of a biscuit! Pocket kings on the button, UTG1 limps, MP1 limps, CO limps. I raise it up to $35, big blind calls, UTG1 folds, MP1 calls, cutoff folds. 3 ways to the flop. MP1 is the same player in the previous hand, where he cracked my favorite hand, aces. This guy, huh? Always chasing our butt. Flop comes ace, queen, jack, rainbow. All 3 of us checks. It's really pointless to see bet this flop, because they're gonna call with any 10, any queen, any jack anyway, so just check it, see the turn. Turn is another ace. I'm glad to see another ace here, as it is less likely that anybody has an ace. Big blind checks, MP1 bets $80 into 115, pretty sizable. I call 80, big blind folds. Let's see what he does on the river. River is a brick, then he bets out $200. Gross, man. Disgusting. He made the same sizing as the last time. He can't be bluffing on this spot. The only hands we can beat here is queen jack. He may be a loosey-goosey player, but I don't think he's crazy enough to bluff on this spot. I was so tempted to make a call here, but I let it go, as calling it wrong here might put me on tilt. I was already steaming when he cracked my aces, so next hand. Standard open to $20 in UTG with ace queen of diamonds. UTG1 calls, MP2 calls, 3 players to the flop. Flop comes 5, 6, 10 with the heart flush draw. We have a backdoor flush draw with 2 overs. Pretty workable flop, not too bad. I bet $30 hoping that one of them folds so we can execute a triple barrel bluff. We are done if both calls or c-bet, unless of course we improve on the turn. UTG1 went to the tank for a bit. I was like in my mind, fold foo, fold. UTG1 finally makes the fold. MP2 makes the call immediately. Turn is very nice, the 6 of diamonds. We get our diamond draw. Definitely we have to bet here. We don't have to bet big. I bet $50 and fortunately our opponent lets it go. Woo! Good thing I didn't have to bomb the river. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your money. Here we are again with our second favorite hand in the hijack. I raise $25, then we get 3-bet to $75 from the cutoff. There's not a lot of 3-betting in my game. When I get a 3-bet, usually the range is premium. This guy in the cutoff seems like a decent player, so I assume his 3-betting range could be wider. We are playing 200 big blinds effective, so I call $75, heads up to the flop. Flop is 8-6-9 rainbow. I check, villain bets 150 into 160. Scary bet, I know, but I'm not ready to fold yet. I call 150, let's take a turn. Turn is a 7 of hearts. A 10 or a 5 makes a straight. Pocket 10s and pocket 5s are off here. Like I said, there are a lot of 3-betting in my game. 3-bets with 10s are pretty rare, so I'm not really scared of this turn card. He should be, because 10s is definitely in my range. I check, he checks, good. We make top set on the river. I bet it small, $100. I'm going for value and at the same time, I'm inducing a raise here. It's unlikely that my villain here has 10s. So I'm definitely calling any raise. Come at me, bruh. Come at me. He makes the fold and shows pocket jacks.